Hi, my name is Gina Herrera. I am this week's studio visit artist with I Like Your Work. Welcome to my studio. Let me give you a tour of my studio. Let me explain about my practice. Before I became a professional artist, I was in the military for 25 years. And when I was serving in Iraq, I saw this place called the graveyard, and it was military trash that we left behind. And it really moved me a lot because I am wearing the military uniform and that we're leaving our trash behind. And I really thought about that I'm part of the problem. So when I came back, I went to the University of Arts in Philadelphia and I got my MFA. And I decided, what kind of artist will I become? And I am an artist who advocates for Mother Earth and for the environmental damages that we are creating as a society, as a humanity. So I decided during grad school that I wanted to use found materials. So I started to start collecting things like, I have this thing, this eye that came apart, and all these like little plastic things go into the ocean. And what happens, they degrade and the animals eat it. And I feel really bad about it. I also like to use found fabric. So like this right here is my mom's old skirt. So a lot of the material I use are materials from my family. And this is a waistband of a boxer for my husband. And this was a dress from an old doll that I used to have. So I like to use this because this is also another environmental hazard where we make a lot of clothes very cheap. And then what they do when the fashion cycle is out, they take all this material and either they burn it or they ship it in shipping containers and we send it to third world country. Just like what we do in the wars. So that's why I try to use these materials because I really want to try to help the cause by eliminating my footprint. An average person throws out about 14.9 pounds of trash per week. So if you add that up, that is a lot of trash every single person in this world creates. But in order for my sculpture to stand and have balance, I also use steel. And I do a lot of cutting metal with a plasma cutter, these are two of my examples. And I do welding. And I have to make these metal armatures in order to create off balance or movement in my sculpture. So that's the reason why I use metal. And also one more thing, I'm also using clay. Clay is another thing that I'm using. So let me show you what I did over the summer. This past summer, I went to Anderson Ranch and I worked with Trey Hill. So this is a shout out to Trey Hill. And he helped me to cast my face in clay. But prior to that, I had to do a lot of preparation. And I went down to LA and Elena was a friend of Trey who helped me cast my face and my body. My native spirituality is very important to me. My dad passed away about 5 years ago, and it's part of me honoring my dad because we do believe in nature as being our friend, our brother or sister. The animals are part of that equation and that we should respect all living entities. So here I made sort of like a headdress, sort of like a horn, and I love that the color is natural. And as you can see, it does look like me, doesn't it? Yeah, so this is my practice outdoors, but I also do continue my practice indoors. So let's go inside so I can explain what I do in there. So this is the second part of my studio. It's my indoor studio. So this is behind me are two finished sculptures that I did recently. And I just want to further explain what I do. Underneath is steel. And then what I do is I bulk it out by adding cups, styrofoam, to make it more bulky. And right here, this is cow manure, part of Mother Earth, right? And then here, this is where I was talking about before, where I wrap my materials. And right here is a bottle cap. I made the skirt. I also use my military medallions that I had. And then horsehair and pins and old shoes and things like that. So I just want you to say thank you for visiting my studio. You can find more about my work on www.ginaherrera.com, or Instagram, Gina Herrera Art. And also you can find more of my work on ilikeyourwork.com/studio visit artist. I want to thank you very much for being part of my day, and have a great day. Thank you.